Hello, Jody here. Today I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about what it feels like when we are forcing things instead of flowing, instead of being in our natural flow. And I'm going to focus it specifically on business. So, what it can look like when you are forcing things in your business are exactly a lot of the symptoms that you're already probably familiar with: feeling overwhelmed, feeling burnout, feeling stuck and like you are lacking direction, or self doubt and questioning yourself all the time, questioning your offers, questioning your messages. All of those are actually signs that you are trying to force things in your business instead of following your natural energetic flow. And I'm going to briefly talk about some of the ways that this can look like. So, for example, burnout. Maybe you are following a strategy or a methodology that you have been told is the way that you have to show up for your business, and there's something about that strategy or that methodology that when you follow it to a T, you burn yourself out. You find yourself exhausted and you feel drained. So that's an example. And that methodology or that process or that strategy can be the same thing that you find overwhelming. Maybe you can keep it up for a few weeks, a month. Maybe you're like really good and you can keep it up for like 2 or 3 months, but it's not something that you're able to sustain. And after 2 to 3 months, you find yourself overwhelmed and you just can't keep up that pace, or there's something, like I said, about that methodology or that strategy that is burning you out or causing you overwhelm. And for a lot of us, that's where the self doubt creeps in, right? Because we're conditioned to believe that if we follow a strategy or if we follow a specific type of methodology, that number one, that's what we're supposed to do, right? So many people tell us that if you are in business, that you have to be consistent, you have to show up, you have to be visible. And while all of those things are true, there's different ways that you can accomplish that. And a lot of the current popular strategies and methodologies and content plans and systems that we are told to follow, especially if we are sensitive, intuitive, it just doesn't work for a lot of us. And that's where the self-doubt starts to creep in and we start questioning ourselves, and we're like, well, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with my offers. Maybe I'm just not working hard enough. And a lot of times that means we go at it even harder and we try and force it even more. And it just becomes this vicious cycle, right? That it feels like we can't break and get out of. So, if you're listening to this and you're having an epiphany moment when you're like, oh my God, I think I'm forcing things in my business, you might be asking, what's one thing that you can do today to stop forcing and start flowing? So, I'm going to give you something to try, and it's really simple. And it's just a question, and you can do it like right now. Whatever you are working on for your business right now, stop and ask yourself, is this expanding me? When I think about what I'm working on and what it's going to do for my business, or maybe the reason behind why I am working on it, does it feel like it expands me? Does it excite me? Does it fulfill me? Does it feel like something that, after it's all said and done, that is going to feel rewarding to me? Or Does it contract me? Does it make me question myself? Does it make me doubt myself? Does it drain me? Does it feel like it's sucking the energetic life out of me to just do what it is that I am currently working on? And I've given you kind of some extremes. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but our bodies know our inner wisdom, our inner compass. Each one of us we have that. It's built in. We all come with it, and you can trust it. So it can be just as simple as asking, does this expand me? And just giving yourself a moment to respond. And if the answer that you feel is yes, then yes, that is in flow. That is something that you should definitely be leaning into and doing. But if you ask, does this contract me? And if you get that same yes, then that is a sign that we too often ignore. We've been conditioned to ignore it. All of us as a society, we are told to push through tiredness, push through exhaustion, push through any feelings of doubt or hesitance, or this doesn't quite feel right for me. We are conditioned to keep pushing through, and we're told the story that if we keep pushing through, that we're going to be successful. It's going to get easier. It's going to pay off, and we're going to reap the rewards. And for many of us, we do. You can push through. You can keep pushing through. You can keep forcing for a certain period of time, but it's not sustainable, and it's not something that you can keep up consistently, and it does eventually catch up. It catches up and shows up as being stuck in a rut. It catches up and shows up as completely being exhausted and burnout. It shows up and catches up by getting all that you thought that you wanted and realizing that you are completely miserable. So with that, just starting with that simple exercise today of that question of, does this expand or contract me, will go a long way. One of the things I love about numerology, and I personally use, and is something that can help you understand the natural rhythm and flow that works best for you in this given moment, because we are all cyclical, energetic beings, just as the world and nature and life around us moves through seasons. We too, as an energetic being, we move through seasons. And one of the ways that we can work with our seasons is by understanding our personal year. And some years we are meant to expand and to go hard and to grow and to scale and to create and launch brand new offers, and some years we are meant to focus more into refining what we already have, deepening our connections, building our relationships. So if you're curious to know more about your personal year and what energetic season you are currently in, then I invite you to download my Activate Your Flow guide and dive into that. And if you're someone who feels like you could benefit from deeper support and guidance, Source is open right now, and I'm running a special founding members rate that is going to be ending at the end of this month. So check that out in my profile as well. I would love to welcome you in to the community where we dive deeper into your energetic code. You learn to move and flow with your energy in a supportive community so that you are creating your own systems, not following someone else's, but creating and using your own system that supports your natural rhythm, your natural flow. If you have any questions, hit me up in a DM, comment below, let me know what's going on with you, and hang in there, you guys. We're all in this together.